Greetings, dear ladies. I am KRYON of Magnetic Service. Now, that took a little longer to get my partner out of the way. He is not to be here to bias these messages. He cannot help his maleness any more than you can help your femaleness. There is an attribute of the gender that likes itself or not. You are then gender biased for yourself. You happen to like who you are. You like the gender. You wouldn't have it any other way. This who sits in front of me now, I'm aware of this. We spoke about advanced societies today. And perhaps the thing that is so ironic is that we never spoke in an advanced society that had DNA working at a very high level of consciousness. We never spoke about the spirituality of that. I would like to tell you that it was only in this fourth, what you would call area of humanism, the fourth being the last 10,000 years, where women were put in a secondary position spiritually. So the advanced society that I spoke of, women were still seen as the ones who would bring that which is from the creative source to all humanity. Made so much sense. As my partner says, it made sense that the creator of life, as a mother, would also be responsible for having the intuition and the intuition for the creative source. Made so much sense. It's only been in the last 10,000 years that this has changed. So what you might say as a Lemurian and as a woman, that you have had far more lifetimes where you were spiritually in tune and balanced than now. Far more. I want to speak personally for my partner. Now, he doesn't know I'm saying these things. He was just in Lemuria. There's a sadness there that he feels. It's not in a sadness. It's not a sadness because he's not there anymore. It's a sadness because of what's happened there. What happens when the women lose the role that they've always had? He remembers. He has he's been attracted since he was 14 years old to go back to Hawaii, back and back and back and back and back. It carries mother energy for him. And that mother energy is not there. Because it all changed. It changed on the planet. And he's sad because when he goes back there, he remembers the womb of spirituality. And women owned it. And now they don't. As a male, he cries for the fact that he lost his mother, so to speak, metaphorically. He lost the mother of God, if you want to say that. The feminine in Lemuria was the one you turned to. You turned to mom to know about God. And it's gone. That's what I want to tell you. That males all over are also involved in the sorrow of what has taken place. Women, you are not fighting against a gender gap of spirituality when you have men who are in Lemuria wishing it were the same way. It's like mom disappeared and dad is doing the cooking and all the other things that mom used to do, and bearing the children doesn't work. It just doesn't work. This entire group and all that will attend from now on as a sisterhood are involved in claiming an energy of remembrance. Some of you are saying, we're going to fight the fight and we're going to get this back and this is the way it should be. That's so linear. That's so old energy. Here's what I want you to do. This isn't about Lemuria tonight as much as it is about you. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to claim your right as spiritual leaders of this planet, regardless of what's happening here. The more women who realize who they are, who they were, and what they've done, participating in ceremony, rejoicing, and celebration, the more women who are doing that are actually changing the consciousness of the reality. The more women who do that, it comes closer than to actually changing the consciousness and the balance between genders when it comes to spiritual things. Don't fight the fight to get it back. Become it now. And that is the difference. You become it now. You celebrate the fact that inside your Akash, you're going to pull forward to now what you did and what you were doing. You are the spiritual leaders of this planet. It makes sense. What has happened is very old energy. It's very linear. And it can change. A balance will eventually come back to the way it was. And that balance must start somehow, some way. It will not be instant. It won't be necessarily all that intuitive. So an old soul that has been someplace is now pulling backwards and forwards from the past to the present, the actuality of what you did and who you are and what you're going to do next. You become what you were. You don't wish to be. You don't fight to be. You simply are. And in the ceremonies that Meliha leads you in through her remembrance, you bring the Akash to the present. 40,000, 50,000 years, it doesn't matter. It's all there. It's inside you. You feel it. You're sitting here. You know this. And so you take that which was during a time of balance and you apply it to you now in a balanced way. This starts to change the balance of the planet. You're the precursors of bringing it back to what it was. A time where you had before all respect for spiritual things is going to be a balance yet again. Now, it's not going to be the same as it was, but it will involve the female at the top, as it should. And when we say at the top, we mean that which is the highest respected of the genders, the ones who will bring forward the most intuitive information that the creative source can pass to humanity. It came from women in the beginning, and it will be that way again. It should be. It makes sense. These are the things we want to pass to you in this short time. A return to the way it was is not going to be through an old linear process of wishful thinking or force or any of the things that perhaps you think. You're going to actuate it. You're going to become it now. That changes the planet. It's very metaphysical. very multidimensional, and very real. Tonight, I want you to wipe away what you think is real. And I want you to sit tall as the spiritual leaders of earth, as you should be, as it was, because it makes sense. Let the meeting begin. And so it is.